We got exercise Exos. Today I have a little bit of a different layout for us. So, today what we're gonna do 3 rounds. We're gonna do 2010 Tabata style, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of do 2 rounds of that. So we're gonna do 20 seconds of the first movement, 10 seconds of the second one, 20 seconds of the first movement, and then we're gonna rest for that last 10 seconds. So it's basically gonna be like 50-10, but we're breaking that 50 seconds into 2 separate movements. So it'll make more sense as I go through the demos here. So I'll go ahead real quick with demos and then we'll get into it. So first movement here, we are gonna do a squat. So just regular squat here, 2 legs, 2 feet, whatever you wanna call it. And move so I don't cut my head off. So we're gonna squat for 20 seconds. So 20 seconds of a squat, and then we're gonna hold for the 10 seconds, and then we'll go back to our squat, and then we'll rest for the final 10 seconds. So that's our first movement. Second movement here, we're gonna do a plank to pike, and then we're just gonna hold the plank. So again, 20 seconds, plank to pike here, and then 10 seconds plank, and then back to our plank to pike. So that's our second round or second movement there. And then third, we're gonna do curtsy lunges. So for the first 20 seconds, we're gonna do all of our curtsy lunges on one leg. So we're gonna do one leg, back behind diagonal, back up, and then staying on that leg. And then we're going to pulse. And then we're going to do the other side, curtsy lunge. And then rest for that final 10 seconds. And then we're going to move to the ground for plank rotations. So these can either be done from hands and knees, hands and toes, or elbows and toes. So I'm probably going to do it on my elbows. I'm going to need to grab a mat here, but opening up and then to the other side. So we're going to do that 20 seconds. And then we're going to hold our plank on our elbows this time for 10, and then back to our rotations. Definitely I'm going to need a mat for that, my elbows. And then after that, we're going to do a lateral squat and a sumo squat. So similar to our curtsy lunges, we're going to stay nice and wide here, but we're going to move all to one side for the first 20 seconds. So 20 seconds on one leg. And then the sumo squat, we're going to keep our legs just as wide, maybe a little bit more narrow, depending on how your hips feel. Doing our sumo squats that way, so nice wide base. And then to the other side, lunge, and then rest for 10 seconds. And then finally, to round out our workout, we're going to do lots of push-ups. So I saved this one for last. I probably should have put it first, so we'd be done first. But we're going to do 20 seconds of our regular push-ups here. So hands and knees are hands and toes. Oh, I'm sore. And then we're going to do 10 seconds of a pike push-up. And then back to our regular push-up here. So that is going to be our whole circuit for today. Let's go ahead and start with our warm-up. Just got my mat right now. And we're going to go ahead and start with the world's greatest stretch. We can come to the top of our space. And we're going to interlace our fingers. We're going to grab onto one of our knees, pulling towards our chest. And we're going to go ahead and step back, reverse lunge, hands coming down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg is going to stay nice and straight. Nice big deep inhale. And exhaling, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our hand, thumb is facing behind us. Nice big deep breath in through our nose, into our bellies. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. And we're going to go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right, same thing on the other side. So interlacing our fingers, grabbing onto our other knee, pulling towards our chest. And we're gonna go ahead and exhale, step back, reverse lunge. Hands are gonna come down on the inside of our front foot. Back leg staying nice and straight. Really opening up our hips here. And we're gonna go ahead and exhale, opening up towards our front leg, gazing past our hand. Thumb is facing behind us. And we're gonna go ahead and exhale, plant our hand outside of our front foot. Bring our back foot a little bit closer and push our hips up into our hamstring stretch. Breathe into our tight areas here. And we can go ahead and exhale, bring our feet together, push the ground away, and stand on up. All right, next up, we're gonna do a little bit of some plank to pike here, warming up our core, getting ready for all of our planks we got today. So we can go ahead, make our way to the ground, into our plank position. And when we're ready, let's go ahead, push our hips up towards the ceiling. We can start to pedal our heels, opening up our calves. We push both our heels into the ground, push our head in between our arms. And then we can go ahead and come back to a plank. We're gonna go ahead and do 3 quick pikes here coming up. Hand back down, going back up, and down. And last one coming up. And then let's go ahead and walk our hands towards our feet. And then when we're ready, we can go ahead and slowly roll up. And then shake anything out you need to, and we are ready to rock and roll. So 20-10, 20-10, the last 10 seconds is going to be our rest. We're doing squats with a hold for the 10 seconds in between. I'm going to get the timer started here in 3, 2, 1, and go. So feet hip width apart here, regular squats. So you can always mix it up a little bit if you want to make it more challenging, or making sure our knees are coming forward, hips are back, driving through our whole foot as we stand back up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're gonna hold the bottom here. So we're holding for 10 seconds. You can also do a wall sit if that feels better for you. 3, 2, 1, and back to squat. So we're now gonna squat for the next 20 seconds. And then the last 10 seconds we're gonna use as our transition time to get ready for our plank to pike and our plank hold. 3, 2, 1. All right, next up we have plank to pike and a plank hold. So we're gonna get ready on our hands and toes. 3, 2, 1. So making sure our pelvis is tucked, our hands are underneath our shoulders, bringing our hips up towards the ceiling and back down. Making sure, okay, I knew that was gonna happen. 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead, hold your plank at your hands and toes. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are going again. So I did it this way with timing so we can get short, quick bursts, but then get a little bit of some isometric work in here for our upper and lower body. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, we are going to do a curtsy lunge with all on one side here. 3, 2, 1. So picking your foot, we're going back behind diagonal, making sure our headlights on our hips are blinding the camera, coming down, and then back into the same leg. So chest is over the arch of our front foot. 3, 2, 1. All right, now we are pulsing in a squat. So nice, small movements here. 3, 2, 1, and the other leg. So 20 seconds. Again, back behind diagonal, keeping our hips facing forward. Ooh, balance. Chest is staying over the arch of our front foot. Great job. 3, 2, 1. All right. Back to the ground. We have plank rotations, either knees, toes, or elbows. 3, 2, 1. So, like I said, this can either be done hands and knees, hands and toes, or hands and elbows. Regardless of how we do the rotation, I would like the plank to be on our elbows. 3, 2, 1. All right, now we're holding again on our elbows here. 3, 2, 1. Back into our rotations. Keeping our core engaged, trying to keep our hips nice and low. So we want to be as flat as we can as we rotate. You need to slow it down to keep your core engaged. Do that. 3, 2, 1. All right. Standing back up. Lots of up and down today. We have a lateral squat and a sumo squat. 3, 2, 1. So staying all on one side. Letting our knee come forward, hips go back. Driving through our heel, big toe, little toe. 3, 2, 1. And then a sumo squat. So this one, I know for me, my hip is really not that great, so I do a little bit narrower. 3, 2, 1. Back to our lateral squat on the other side. So maybe for you, it's a quicker transition. Whatever feels good. Driving through our whole foot. We're to feel in our quads and our glutes. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, push up and pike push up. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So regular push-ups first. So either hands and knees or hands and toes. You can always do an eccentric push-up as well, whatever feels good. Elbows stay nice and tight. 3, 2, 1. Tuck your toes into our pike push-up. 3, 2, 1. And back to our regular push-up. And then we're going to have 2 more rounds here. So we got squats and squat holds coming up next. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. All right, 1 down, 2 rounds to go. 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna face this way. So making sure butt to belly button, feet or hip width apart, toes pointed forward, knees come out over our second toe, chest stays in our center of mass. You can always make it more challenging. 3, 2, 1. By increasing our time under tension, which is what we're doing here with a hold. 3, 2, 1. But you can always do that by slowing things down. So you can add a nice slow eccentric motion. Power back up. You can go slow on the eccentric, slow on the concentric. 3, 2, 1. All right. We have plank to pike and then a plank. 3, 2, 1. So plank to pike is first. Exhaling as we push up. Great job. 3, 2, 1. Okay, go ahead. Hold your plank here. 3, 2, 1. All right, coming back in. Plank to pike. Push your hips up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Next up, curtsy lunges, all on one leg. 3, 2, 1. Face this way. So again, back behind diagonal, hips are facing forward, knee comes forward, our chest stays over the arch of our front foot. To make it a little bit more challenging, don't stand all the way up. So instead of coming all the way up, if you kind of stay a little bit closer to the ground, 3, 2, 1. Okay, pulsing. But again, if you stay closer to the ground, 3, 2, 1. On your curtsy lunge and have your knee bent the whole time, you're really going to feel that in your glutes. You're going to increase your time under tension because we are creating a constant tension. And you're going to help get a little bit stronger with your glutes. 3, 2, 1, which helps with low back tightness and knee pain as well. All right, next up, plank rotations. 3, 2, 1. So either hands and knees, hands and toes, or elbows and toes. Keeping our elbow, we want our elbow to be underneath our shoulder or a little bit closer. We don't want our hand out here. That's going to put pressure. 3, 2, 1. That'll put more pressure on our shoulder joints. We want to prevent that. 3, 2, 1. Back to our rotations. Job. Up next, we have lateral squats and sumo squats. 3, 2, 1. All right. Getting ready, nice and wide stance here. 3, 2, 1. So choosing whichever leg you want to start with. Hips come back, knees come forward. Weight is all the way over the foot we are using. 3, 2, 1. All right, sumo squat here. So finding the good distance that feels good for you. 3, 2, 1. And back to our lateral squat. Again, driving through our heel, big toe, little toe. Great job. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right, last up here, push-ups and pike push-ups. And then we got one more round. 3, 2, 1. Keeping our elbows about 45 degrees. Control down, control up. Screwing our hands into the ground. So we keep our upper back nice and flat. 3, 2, 1. Pike push-up, so tuck your toes. Hips are up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, back to regular push-ups. Exhaling as we come up. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last round coming on up. We have squats and squat hold. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Last round, best round. Keeping our chest open. Want to feel this in our glutes and in our quads. 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go ahead and hold at the bottom of our squat here. 3, 2, 1. All right. So again, driving through our whole foot here. Last round of our squats. Great job. Really keep pushing. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those for today. Up next, plank to pike, and then a plank hold. 3, 2, 1. Great job. I know we've been moving almost the whole time. Lots of ups and downs. 3, 2, 1. We're holding. Lots of holds today. So I wanted to make it a little bit different for us. 3, 2, 1. We got this. We're finishing strong. So cracking in my shoulders today. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with those for today. And again, hindsight, we should have done those as push-ups, so that way we can be done with push-ups. All right, curtsy lunges. 3, 2, 1. Like keeping our balance, keeping our hips forward. Chest is up. Hips are coming back. Keeping our weight over our front foot. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're pulsing. 3, 2, 1. All right, other leg. Last one. Curtsy lunges. And then we have plank rotations and a plank. 3, 2, 1. All right, done with our curtsy lunges. We got 3 more movements. 3, 2, 1. Okay, plank rotations. These hands, my toes this time. I like these for single arm stability and our core strength. 3, 2, 1. All right, and elbow plank. 3, 2, 1. All right, back to our rotations. Last one of these. It's really hot in here. Finish strong here with these ones, y'all. 3, 2, 1. Okay, done with those. We got lateral squats and sumo squats. 3, 2, 1. So shifting all of our weight over to one side. Driving through our whole foot. Oops. 3, 2, 1. And sumo squat. Going nice and slow if we need to. 3, 2, 1. And back to our last leg of lateral squats. Last lower body movement today. We got this. I don't know if any of y'all heard that, but yes, that was my hip. You heard that noise. 3, 2, 1. All right. Push-ups. And pike push-ups. 3, 2, 1. Screwing our hands into the ground. Last movement here. Finishing strong. 3, 2, 1. Tucking our toes. Pike push-ups. 3, 2, 1. All right, last movement here. We got push-ups. And then we are going to stay on the ground for our cool down. We're going to do some pretzel. 3, 2, 1, and that is going to be it for today's circuit. So go ahead, grab a sip of water if you need it. And then, like I said, we're going to do some pretzels. So we're going to be on the ground on our sides. And I think we may know the drill by now. This is really going to help us with our rotation and opening up our hips and our back. We definitely did a lot of squats in single leg things today, as well as a lot of planks. So we're on our side. Our top leg comes up, over, and across our body. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Bottom hand grabs onto our top knee. Top hand grabs onto our bottom foot or ankle. We're going to inhale to prepare. And exhaling, bringing our shoulder towards the ground. If you look over, your top shoulder is going to help us open up our neck and our upper back a little bit more. Really slow down your breath here. Let's go and do one more breath here. And as we finish our last exhale, we can gently release out of that. And then we'll go ahead and flip on over to the other side for the same thing. So same checklist here. On our other side, our top leg is going to come up, over, and across our body. Knee and ankle stay on the ground. Top hand grabs onto our bottom foot. Nice big inhale. And exhaling, bringing our top shoulder towards it. Slowing our breath down. Letting our whole body sink into the floor. Really make our exhales longer than our inhales. And let's go ahead and do one more breath here. And as we finish our exhale, we can gently release out of that and return back to our side. And then feel free to stay laying on the ground, or you can return to a seated, kneeling, or a standing position. That is going to be all the time I have for us today. So awesome job today and this week. I know that was a little bit different, a little bit tougher, but y'all did great today. So thank you all so much for coming. I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see y'all next week.